There we go. There's a big blue button I need to press. Just did that. And I'm live. We are live.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
So all the
And
levels.
we have no one there.
Yeah, of course. All the levels seems to be fine. So let's just dive into this, mate.
Cool.
So the first game I've loaded up on the Amiga. Of course, this is all streamed on real hardware as usual. I've got my trusty old A500 here on my right, loading stuff from the GoTech, of course, because my old floppy drive died. But the first game I've loaded up here is Trottlers. Have you ever played that before, mate?
I haven't, I'm afraid.
Yeah?
As you know, I don't tend to play many puzzle games.
Nope. So this is one I've played a lot back in the day. So it's feels a bit like a Lemmings clone in some way.
Yeah.
So actually this first level is extremely easy. I've solved it already by placing these two blocks here, because as you can see, those little trottlers, they're your little lemming types here. They can walk up walls and even be upside down, no problem. So they'll just walk wherever they can, and they need to end up at the exit where I'm standing right now. Yep. So you just need to guide them there. That's really all there is to it. And it's a great game, but it only actually really picks up after the first, I'd like to say 20 levels. After that, it starts to be...
it takes a little while to get going.
It takes at least half an hour of investment of your time before it really gets fun, because initially here you can only place these like blocks of stone. But later on there are lots of different kinds of block that you can place. Some that flip them over, so they continue walking on the other side of the block. And there are lots of traps, and there are foes. I mean, right now we have these little orange or brownish trottlers. At some point there will be zombie trottlers, the green ones.
Right.
And if they touch any of the nice little trottlers there, they kill them. And if I recall correctly, you can actually lose not life but time by running into them as well. But it's been a while since I played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many discs did this come on? Can you remember?
Yeah, it came on two discs back in the day.
That's not too bad.
No. Sadly, though, I'm really having a hard time getting any of the 2-disc versions to run on my GoTech. I know I've played them before, like a couple of years ago. But I can't get it to run on the GoTech right now. So this is a 1-disc version. The only thing that's missing from it really is the music on the menu screen. So in the initial loading music there. But apart from that, everything is on 1 disc.
Yeah, and you're actually using an Amiga 500.
Yep.
To run it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am.
So I've only got a 1200, and I tend to forget how many problems there were getting some older games to run on that system.
Yeah. So it
is a pain.
That's why I always use my 500. I would say I have a 1200 as well, and a 600.
Yeah.
And a CDTV and a CD32. Yeah, I'm crazy about Amigas, you know. So, but I use my A500, I'd say 90% of the time.
Yeah. See, I've got a 1200 and I've got the Amiga CD32, but I'm out of desk space for computers, so I was thinking about picking an A500 up, and then I forgot how big they are. They look like,
I was just about to say they take a lot of desk space.
When they first come out, I always used to say to my friends that they look like a supermarket checkout machine.
Yeah, that's about right.
They were huge, but great computer.
Yeah, indeed. It's probably the one I have the most nostalgia for back in the day. My C64 and my A500, but probably the A500 that takes first place there. I did have an A600 back in the day as well. Bought it late on, and they were quite cheap.
That was the first Amiga I had, and I bought that with my first paycheck when I first got a job.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and it's a lovely little computer, but that again, it had compatibility problems.
Yeah,
not as bad as the A1200, but there was some games, especially games that needed a numeric keypad.
Yeah.
Because it didn't have one.
Yeah, of course. That would be a problem.
It would. Yeah, great system.
Yeah, there were some incompatibilities as well because of the Kickstart. Was it 2.0 on the?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do remember that some of my older games wouldn't run on it, so I'd had to.
Mm.
I had it actually at the same time that I had an 8500 because a friend of mine was just fed up with having Amigas. He wanted a PC, so he sold me his A600 for something along
Well,
the
I think
lines.
even the 500 Plus had some problems with certain games.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 500 Plus was always the worst model, if you ask me, because it had the same abilities pretty much as the A500, but just wasn't as compatible.
Yeah. Well, I remember it was actually one of my cousins. He bought one, and then he actually took it back to the shop and managed to get the older model.
Okay.
Just because he was having so many problems loading certain games up.
Yeah, I had a friend that had a 500 Plus. He was always very envious of us other guys who just had the A500.
Yeah. Crazy, really.
Yeah. Okay, this... Oh, shit. I just killed one of the little guys. So if you place a block on top of them, it kills them. So,
right.
Makes sense, I guess. So, this level is quite easy as well. So the problem with... I really like Trottlers, but the problem is that the difficulty is simply far too low for the first very, very many levels. Later on, it becomes really hard, both the puzzle elements and the timing that you need to have to pull off some of the later levels, where there are multiple traps and foes and all kinds of nasty stuff. But I think I read somewhere, I've never finished this game, but I think I read somewhere that there's like 300 levels or even more.
Really?
Yeah. So, but that also, I mean, that shows in the level design, because this simply, some levels are really cool, others are just filler, right? Because you can't design more than 300 perfect puzzle levels, really.
Yeah, sure. Of course, it's a lot of levels to do. Was there a sequel? There wasn't there?
I've never heard of a sequel. Maybe there was.
No.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I might be thinking something else. But...
This one was released for the Amiga, the Super Nintendo, and DOS, I think. Whether it got a sequel on any of those platforms, I don't know. So where?
No ST version?
No ST version, as far as I know. Whoops. I don't have many blocks here. That was a bad solution, I did that. Maybe I can... Yeah, easy. Easy peasy.
Well, we've got a few people watching.
Yeah. Welcome to the stream.
Hello to everyone. Rose Tinted Spectrum. Loving your channel, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what that guy just did? He finished Strider. Yeah. He can go all the way through.
I am so rubbish at that game. I've not embarrassed myself by trying to put high scores on our Discord channel.
I did a run the other day where I got to the part with the pterodactyls in the 4th level, and I died there. There are 2 parts that I know of right now where if you go there and you have a lot of energy, that part of the level just becomes more difficult. There's a part with I think it's in stage 2 with a lot of bombs that show up, and if you're at a high health or energy rate at that point, well, it's just they're just more bombs, and it's the same with the pterodactyls. And it was just so hard when I got there, and I died pretty much immediately, and I got so angry that I turned off the emulation immediately and forgot to record my score. But I'll get through that game before the month ends, I'm sure. It's a great game. It's really good fun.
Been too keen on it.
Yeah?
No, I don't know why. It's probably the difficulty level on it I find really hard. I can get off the first level, but I can't get much beyond, because you've got wolves, haven't you, on the second level? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah, I can't get much beyond that.
Okay.
On 1 credit.
But it's a classic arcade game, because it is just practice. Practice makes perfect. I mean, you can easily learn the 2nd level as well. It's actually not that hard. But the 3rd and 4th levels, that's where it starts to be quite devious, I think.
I think for me, it wasn't... I can only remember one case of finding that machine, and it was in a chip shop, and it was only in there for a matter of weeks. And then they changed it to something else.
Yeah.
I can't remember what game they replaced it with, but I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. And yet, graphically, I think it's a lovely looking game.
Yeah, it is indeed.
It's got that Capcom feel of the time, you know. Very similar to Ghost and Goblins, and although they're much smaller sprites, you look at the way the sprites are drawn; they're very similar.
Yeah, this is definitely a game I have a lot of nostalgia for, because the chip shop that I normally went to and played arcade games had this for the longest time. So
yeah,
it's one I've played a lot. Oops, just killed another one of those little buggers there.
Yeah, this does look good, Mads.
It is good fun. You need to have some patience, because, as I said, it doesn't really...
Bear with it,
yeah, bear with me. Keep with it for a long time, because they do get a lot harder and a lot more fun later on. But I think actually quite soon we're going to hit some of the levels where we need to be fast as well.
Right.
Yeah. But as you may have noticed, there are level passwords. You can see it right now. So the password for this level is red gems. This is the first level where you don't only have to save. So your goal is not always just to save the little trottlers. Actually, you need to see here. I need to rescue 6 men and collect 10 red diamonds. So later on, there could be goals like kill so and so many foes, or rescue a couple of men, pick up the red, blue. I think there. Yeah, we've got red, blue, and green diamonds. So it becomes a bit more involved later on. So now I'll need to rescue 6 of those little guys. Whoa, okay. Okay, if I just do like this, they'll actually end up in the goal, I can see. So now I need to pick up a lot of diamonds. And you can actually have a look. You can remove the block and still jump, so that you need to do that sometimes to preserve your blocks. So I need 10 diamonds. That means that I will have to jump into one of those holes, it seems.
Have you played the SNES version?
I haven't actually, no. Because this has always been an Amiga game for me, so...
Yeah. I wonder what it's like on the SNES.
So I need 2 more diamonds, and I can't get up once I go down here, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna get to the goal. So I like little details as well. If you wait for a second, he's gonna wave at you, and then he goes to sleep. So, where are you? And then in a second he'll be sleeping instead. Okay, he doesn't want to sleep right now. Ah, there we go. Just made it before all of the trottlers entered. Here we go. Crossed. I seem to recall trying many times back in the day completing this game, and even though I think that there's like 300 levels, I've never been to level 100. I think they do become very, very...
It's a lot of levels to get through as well, isn't it?
It is.
Is there a save game feature? I don't suppose there is there?
There's passwords, so every single level has a password.
Yeah.
So here we have some fire, but there's no way to run into it anyway, so it's not dangerous, it seems. So I need to get the trottlers up here. And where are they going? Oh, that should be easy. Like this. And we can just wait. So it does feel a bit like a Lemmings game, but slightly more action orientated, right?
I'm trying to think if I ever played a demo of this. That's probably... If I have played it, it would have been a demo.
Yeah.
But I might be thinking... There was a lot of these sort of games, wasn't there? You know, as soon as Lemmings come out, you get something big, you get a load of different variations of the game sort of thing.
Yeah, of course.
So, have you spent any time on your Spectrum Next?
I have indeed. It's a great little machine. Yeah, but actually, I must admit, most of my time has just been spent playing old Spectrum classics. I mean, now I have the perfect setup. The Next connects to my VGA monitor, And
Yep.
yeah, I've got a decent set of speakers, the VGA monitor, and the Next is really quick, as you know, to load these games. So it's just the perfect setup to play the old classics. But I have played some of the newer games as well. I really enjoy Baggers in Space, for example.
Yeah, we're very lucky to have that a bit earlier.
Yeah.
It still hasn't gone out to people who have bought it.
Nope. It's a great game. So how about you? What are you playing on it recently?
Oh. I've been playing QB, which is a Qbert clone.
Yeah, I saw that. Looks really good, actually.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, a bit of Baggers in Space. I haven't been using the Spectrum Next as much, to be honest, this week. I'll go through little phases of, different systems. I've been playing a lot of NES games this week for some reason.
Okay. Oops. Is that gonna work? No, it's not gonna work. Like this. So what are you playing on the NES? I saw you were playing the racing game that I played.
Yeah, Rad Racer.
Yeah, that I played the other day as well. That's such a beautiful game on the NES. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is a really nice game. Very smooth, very fast as well.
The sense of speed there is just amazing for that old system.
I didn't realise if you press up, you got a turbo as well. So
I only figured...
a few times I was playing it, I wasn't getting anywhere. But,
I only found out after playing it for a lot of times, actually. I didn't realise either that you can put on different tracks on the radio. So I was just sitting there listening to the engine sounds and nothing else.
Yeah, I've done the same thing. I put the music on by mistake.
Yeah, me too.
Because you have to press down on the controller. It's also got that 3D mode as well if you press select.
Yeah.
But I've not got any glasses. I should imagine it's not too great.
No, me neither. I haven't tried that. You need those red-blue glasses, or...
That's right, yeah.
I should actually have a pair of those, because I think Sam's Master System book came with a pair of those.
You're right, okay, yeah. I might have a pair somewhere, in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's try and dig some out.
Oh,
yeah, other than that, Rolling Thunder is another NES game I really like.
Yeah?
It's quite, I love the arcade version, and the home ports by US Gold weren't too great, but the NES game is pretty decent.
Okay, never tried that one. No, but the NES is a great little system. Well, as long as you play the US or Japanese version, at least.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's when you've played the NTSC versions of the games, it's hard to go back to the PAL versions.
It really is. It really is. I mean, for many years, I was one of those guys who kind of got annoyed when everybody was talking about don't play the PAL versions, only play NTSC, and I just thought it was some elitist bullshit. It really isn't.
No, there is a big difference.
Yes,
you really do notice the extra speed.
Yeah. So what am I doing here? I'm not doing really well. I need to get those guys to walk up here. Let's see. Oh! That's gonna take a long time. Okay, I need to free those two guys up at the top left-hand corner as well. But still, I've got plenty of time, so it's still not hard, but it will be. Oops. So in a second, I'm gonna switch games, mate. So what do you reckon? I've got Lotus 3. I've got what was it called? Project Fire something. What was it? You know it. Project.
Oh, the one. Yeah.
Fire Force. It's called just Fire Force. Yeah. And I've got
Putty. You can give it a try. I find it quite a hard game to control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Certain parts of it, there's stairs what you've got to go up and down, and that seems to be potluck.
Okay. Okay. And I've got the humans as well.
It's okay.
Have you ever played Humans? That's another puzzler for you.
Again, I might have done, but it probably would have been a demo if I had. It depends whether it came on the front of a magazine or not.
I must have
I'll
been.
try them out if I had the demo, but it's not something I'll probably go out and buy.
No. Humans was great fun. I still own they did a CD release of that for the PC at some point. I still have that.
Right.
Yeah. Let's just get this level done, and then I'll try to reset the Amiga, and let's see if we can get that Fire Force going. I have never tried that before, so you're gonna have to guide me through it.
I haven't got that far in.
Let's see how we go. It's the blind leading the deaf here.
Yeah. All this lockdown business is, like I say, I've been having a great time. I don't want to go back to work. I guess it's being a gamer, having something to do. But my little boy is with me in the games room most of the time. And as soon as I put a game on, he wants to try it.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not getting to play many games properly because, he hasn't got the patience to sit there and watch me play, really. So I end up watching him play games.
Got a classic Amiga era here. Let's see. Yeah, so you're not getting that much gaming time in anyway, even though you're at home.
Not as much as I thought I would, but it'd be different if it was just me at home.
Yeah, of course.
I thought, being off of work, I'd get loads done for the podcast and upload a load of stuff to the YouTube channel, but unfortunately, no. It's family time, and it's a strange time as well. So I've got to try and make the most of it with my family, so I don't see them a great deal, I guess. With work.
Of course. Yeah, down here in Denmark, we're starting to open up again now. So my youngest has been to school for the past 3-4 weeks, and the two older ones are going back to school. Well, not this Monday, but the next Monday. So
yeah,
but
I've got 3 weeks left now before I go back to work. So
yeah, I've been working all the way through, sadly. So no extra gaming time here. Actually, a lot less gaming time because working from home is, especially when you have some responsibility for the other guys there.
Sure.
You need to keep them active and doing something. So it's been horrible, mate. I'm looking forward to just going back to the office.
I'm the only one on the team who isn't actually working, aren't I? Everyone else has carried on working from home.
Yeah.
And it probably has been harder working from home. It would be.
Yeah. So it's loading here. My drive. I like that, even though you have the GoTex set there, you still have the drive light showing that it's actually doing something. I'm gonna have to get a hold of Steve because he got an internal GoTex mount that doesn't destroy the Amiga in any way. I've always had my GoTex just it looks like a kind of a Frankenstein beast here because I've got some extra long power cables and the ribbon cable for the floppy drive, so I can just have the GoTex lying on top of the Amiga because I don't want to saw any parts of it off.
Well, that's what I did, unfortunately. It wasn't the Amiga 1200 that I've got now wasn't my original one, and stupidly I did take a little chunk out where the disk drive is.
Yeah.
It doesn't look nice.
I've never. I can't bring.
I'm
myself
quite ashamed of myself. It's not something I'd normally do, but stupidity.
So what do we got here? What do you need to choose, mate?
I think I went for the top one, and you just have to give him a name.
Okay.
This is what I found with this game. I might be wrong, and I probably was doing something wrong. So I was only playing it for an hour or so, but each time I died, I had to rename the character, otherwise it wouldn't let me use the same one again.
Okay. So we got Dean here. Let's see. I hope he lives for at least a couple of minutes. So we got assassinate the enemy officer. I've never played this before, so let's see what happens.
See what you think of it. It's not the best game in the world, that's for sure.
So what's I know there's a key you need to press to switch weapons. Is that the
I
function
think
keys?
It's the function keys.
Okay.
I can't remember what ones it is though, I'm afraid, mate.
Okay. Oh, I just went back to... That's not what I wanted to do.
I think F5 might give you the machine gun. You start off with a knife.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Let's begin the mission, see what happens. Is it... I'm guessing it's joystick control, right? Once I get into
it. It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
we go. So the graphics are quite nice.
Yep.
And I'm this Rambo guy. That's called Dean. Okay, here we go. That looks good. An F5? Yeah, here we go. Let's try that. So I'm... I was behind. I can't shoot him.
Yeah, you kind of you run behind the lorry and you've got to come out.
Okay.
Whatever end you decide to come out at, and a bit weird.
Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Shoot him! Ah, come on! What's happening here? I can't kill that guy.
If you use the knife, you can actually hold the fire button down, I think, and then you slice their throats.
Okay. Going back to the knife, see if I can figure out how... Okay, I think they just killed themselves, actually. So one of them threw a grenade.
They do that. They throw a grenade, yeah. They blow each other up.
Okay, let's see. So, I'm sorry, Dean, but you're almost dead already, I see.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
And you go into the tents and see if there's any ammo and stuff and buildings.
So I really didn't last very long there. Let's try again. So I'm a bit confused because when I tried to shoot, it seemed that the...
Yeah, you've got this aiming mechanism. So you have to be careful. If you just press fire and to the right, you'll fire straight. But if you push up or push down and fire...
Yeah?
You start aiming all over the place. It's a bit... Like I say, the controls are a bit clunky on it.
Yeah. That actually was reviewed quite well back in the day, so...
it was, yeah.
It must be something we can learn to play.
I did play it when it was released, and I wasn't too taken with it.
Okay, let's see how well we do with the knife here. Kill him.
There's Kit. Kit's up.
Yeah? I get...
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have a look at who's listening and who's watching, because I'm playing games here.
Yeah, sure.
So can I jump?
Right. I think there's a jump. I can't remember.
With the joystick, I can't figure out how to do it.
No, maybe there isn't.
Okay. Oh! I just stepped on a landmine. You must be able to jump. Because how would you get past that anyway? Maybe I should have read the manual first. Oh, did you?
It would help.
Did you see what I just did?
No, I missed that. Sorry, I was looking at the names.
Just that was quite...
Chris is watching as well.
Quite bloody. I just cut somebody's throat. Oh, and Dean is down again.
So you can go in that building.
I'm gonna try that next time. I want to be able to use something else than a knife. I want to try the assault rifle. I have to figure out how to do that. So I'm gonna rename him. Here we go. This guy is gonna be able to kick some ass, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. And Chris is saying humans is mine. That's true. Let's play some humans next then. Okay, let's see if I can kill these guys then. It's a bit weird that he's running at one side and on the other.
Yeah.
Okay, finally killed him. There must be a jump, and I feel stupid for not knowing. Because there must be a jump.
There being a jump.
But there was a mine, mate. I need to be able to get away from the mine.
You might have to shoot the mines or something.
Okay, so...
Like if you aim downwards with a gun, maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
If it's... Okay, like this. Okay, it's actually controllable. So he's not shooting anymore. That's because I've got no more ammo, I guess. Ooh, have a look at that. Let's try to shoot him with that. I only got the barrel. Nice. What else have I got? Okay, now I've only got my knife left. Okay, I'm gonna have to kill you with a knife. Oh, he didn't die. Come on. I think this is something I could learn to like actually. So there was a building you said I could enter. Oh, it's in there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, let's see if I survive for that long. Oh no, stupid. Arnold died as well. Okay. Next attempt.
I think it's because it's an action game. I was expecting something a bit more arcadey, but there's a bit more to this.
Yes.
You've got a lot more weapons. The controls.
Yep.
Like I say, a bit clunky, but once you get used to them, I think you can probably pull off quite a good few moves.
Yeah, I think it's definitely something you need to preserve ammo. We just learned, for example, I had no way of getting past those mines because I didn't have anything to shoot them with anymore. So you probably need to start out with a knife.
Yeah, I think you start off with a knife and then just use the ammo sparingly.
Yeah. But the graphics and the controls and the whole animation part is actually quite good for an old Amiga game. So this must be a '92 release as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you approach the guys with the grenades? I'm not sure. I lose energy there every time. These guys, I think I know how to handle now. Oh, grenade. He's annoying because he throws a grenade and he shoots. I'm dead in a second. Okay, so now I need to aim downwards like that. Beautiful. And back to the knife. Oh, not these guys. No. Hey, I just jumped. Did you see that?
I did, yeah.
You just need to make sure that you're not shooting or trying to press the button or anything like that. Then you can actually do a jump by just pressing up. Okay. Oh. How did that kill me? What killed me? So this is a game I can actually I want to learn how to play this because I think this could be good. But you're right, this is not just an all-out action game. You need to be thinking about how to use the different weapons and how to approach the different enemies.
To it as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to play that at some point. But actually, right now, let's go into humans just to annoy Chris a bit, right?
Sure.
Yeah, let's see. Going down to disk image number 2 on the GoTech. I don't know about your GoTech, but I find that mine, I always need to turn off the machine entirely and then turn it off.
Really?
Yeah. I can just try to
do. I don't have to do that.
I can try to do a nice reset, but often that doesn't work. I've never ever updated the firmware of my GoTex.
Ah, right. Yeah, I've done mine probably about 6 months ago.
Yeah. So and
so
mine
I was
are
using
old.
the very first release, and it was pretty bad. So yeah, try and update it.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to update it. Ooh, so that's a Danish crack, it seems. It says Aarhus, Denmark right there. Oh, that's the party, of course, right? Oh well. Yeah, I need to figure out how to update it. But don't you need like a special cable to connect to it?
I can't remember. Yeah, I think you do. There is actually a video, or at least there was. I used a cable that I more or less made myself.
Okay.
It was a bit dodgy. I had to hold it down while I was doing the update. Because
sounds dangerous.
Yeah. I haven't got a solder iron. I did have one. I don't know what I've done with it. I was looking up in the loft the other day for my soldering iron, but that's what I've done. I basically had to. Cause it only takes a few minutes to do the update, so I just held the wire connected to something. Not the best way to do it. If you're updating it and you let that wire slips, and
it's probably
it's gonna mess it up.
It's probably brick then. No, I need to update mine because I've got 2 GoTechs and I bought them both when they were released. The idea of using the GoTechs for the Amigas, so probably is the very first firmware, and they are a bit flaky sometimes. So I need to
yeah, they're not the most reliable things. I've got one in my ST as well.
Yeah,
that hardly gets used, the ST.
I'd like an ST actually because I've never ever used one before. I've only seen them
Have you
used
not?
for stuff like the music stuff that I used to play in bands back in the day, and at the
Yeah.
studio we were
So
at, they
I
had
don't
two
know.
STs.
I don't know about how it was in Denmark, but in the UK, the ST was actually the more popular of the machines at first. You
Okay.
know, I'm talking late 80s, but by the time 1990 come round, the ST was losing its foothold and the Amiga just ran with it. You know, it's
I mean, I've never
definitely
seen an ST outside of the music environment in Denmark.
yeah.
Everybody had
No,
Amigas.
a few of my friends had them. They upgraded from their Spectrums early and got an ST rather than an Amiga.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get humans loaded here. A lot of loading screens and stuff. So this is a 3-disc game, so there could be some waiting.
Yeah.
Here we go. So humans is a bit of a puzzler as well, but now you have direct control of the guys that you need to lead around. Now you're actually controlling the little Neanderthals or whatever they are.
Yeah.
And in the beginning,
I do remember it, but I don't think I ever played it.
Yeah, I loved it back in the day. Loved it, but I can't actually remember whether I picked. I probably didn't pick this up before I got my PC in '93, so I don't think I've played the Amiga version. Oops. Let's say that's on page 3, right? Of course, I'm playing the original here.
Oh, obviously.
Please insert. Okay. So this is where my GoTick is kind of flaky, actually. I just pressed the button once, and it went from index 2 to 4.
Ah.
Something like that happens all the time.
Bit sensitive.
Yeah.
See, they do the GoTex now with a speaker as well, don't they? So you can hear the disc.
Yeah, I like that.
Emulates the sound. I wish I had one like that.
Yeah, me too. One of those that you can mount internally without breaking the case, and that has the little sound. And actually, they the 2 buttons that you use to go up and down, they switch that with a little rotary dial instead as well.
Ah, right.
That would be nice. But it's hard to justify buying a new one if I've actually got one that kind of works already.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And here we see that my Amiga actually has the extra memory. Nice. I remember back in the day I actually had a switch as well to turn the memory expansion on and off. I've never had a use for that in the past many years.
I think there were some games, wasn't there, that just weren't compatible with the extra memory.
Yeah. Whoa, lots of disk swapping here, eh? Yeah, I do remember back in the day there were some games where I needed to turn off the memory expansion, otherwise they wouldn't boot at all. But I don't think I've encountered any of those in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, E-Pilot 007 is saying that he had an ST and an Amiga. Had Stunt Car Racer on both with a no modem cable, and the ST was a little faster. Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people write the ST off completely, whereas there's some games I think probably do play a bit better on the ST. Not many, but no, the ST's not a bad machine.
Yeah, never played on one. Only seen, what was it called, Cubase running on it?
Yeah.
I think. Okay, here we go. So let's just start the game immediately on easy, of course. So initially in this game you just have a couple of humans and you need to get to the exit, and they haven't learned how to use any. Oh man, so much disk swapping. They haven't learned how to use any tools.
I end up using the CD32 a bit more because the games do tend to load so much quicker and easier, you know. But a game I did put on a couple of weeks ago, me and my boy were messing about. So he wanted to see Street Fighter 2 on the Amiga.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not going to put it on because it's awful. It's loads of disk swapping. But I put on, I think it's called Shadow Fighter, which was released by Gremlin. It was worked on by an Italian team. I can't remember what they're called. But that was the only decent one-on-one Street Fighter 2 style beat 'em up Harfield that worked on the Amiga.
Yeah.
But again, it was so many discs having to swap each time you change backgrounds or change the player. So we put it on the CD32 and it just made life a lot easier.
Yeah, yeah. So you're not a Body Blows fan then?
No, I'm not. I can't stand the game.
So I've actually not gone back to it in many, many years. So what is?
Yeah.
But I remember I
try
enjoyed
Shadow
it
Fighter, Mads, because it's a game that it looks the part as well. It's not got as many moves as Street Fighter 2, but at least it's got the parallax floor.
Yeah.
All parallax scrolling in the background. It's fairly fun.
Okay.
For a one-button joystick game, you know.
Yeah. So right now the first mission here was to discover the spear. So initially you don't have any tools, but then you get the spear, you get fire, you get the wheel as well. I'd like to say it's been many years since I played it. So and then you need to get through these puzzle levels with it. And I'm just pressing the function keys here to switch between the different humans.
Right.
So right now I've got 4 of them, and they've got 2 different actions, as you can see right now. So they can either, let's see, stand like this, or I can't. Can I fall here? Oh yes, I could. So they can kind of help each other. They can't jump. There's no jump, but I can stand like this, and then fetch the next human. And now
this is joystick, I take it.
Yeah, it's joystick based, and using the keyboard to switch between the humans right now. Which is kind of a problem because my setup here is that I'm not sitting in front of the computer as it is right now. There's so many things going on when I'm streaming stuff from real hardware. But I can reach it.
I think that's one of the reasons I don't play the ST so much, is because that's underneath. I've got, how many TVs have I got in here? 3, 4, 5, 6. It's under one of the TVs, like on a TV stand, so you can't really get to the keyboard properly.
Okay.
Whereas everything else is pretty much accessible, you know.
So now I picked up the spear. That was enter, actually. You need to use the keyboard there.
Right.
And that can be used for 2 things. You can of course kill animals with it. Later on there will be like little T-Rexes running around. You need to kill those. But you can also use it to pole vault, so jump over gaps, because just a second ago we couldn't jump, but now we can. Okay, let's see. That must be number 2. There's going to be more disc swapping on this stream than actually playing a game. Well, that's how it is if you want to keep it real, right?
That's right, yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember these little animations.
Steve Weiss is saying that his CD32 is his favourite way to play Amiga games.
Yeah.
The TF330.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, that's what I've got. It does make things a lot easier.
Yeah, I've got the TF328. It's a beautiful piece of kit. It just makes it into the perfect Amiga 1200 for gaming.
Yeah.
And then all of those VHD load games that you can find images of. It's so easy to pick up and play an Amiga game. I do use that a lot myself, but like when I'm streaming, I actually like, even though that we are waiting for a lot of loading here, I like to keep it as close to what it was back in the day. So I'm not normally streaming from the CD32 unless it's a CD32 game.
Yeah.
So what do you got here? I'll need 4 humans. Oh, there's nothing special I need to do, it seems. Let's see, now we'll probably be jumping with the spear, I guess. But you never played this back in the day. So how?
I don't think so. I mean, I think I got Lemmings 2, it might have been, with one of my Amigas, and that's probably the only reason I played it.
Yeah.
Because I had it on the Spectrum, believe it or not, because I had my Spectrum right up until about, well, I've still got it, but I was using it up until about 91, 92. So I was, I got my Spectrum in '87, so I got a good 4 or 5 years out of it, and I used to convince myself that the Spectrum can still do stuff that the Amiga's bringing out, and then you took a look at Lemmings on the Amiga and compare the two to the Spectrum version. Yeah, of course I was being a bit silly, but it was still quite playable. But it's games like Turrican. When I played those, and you played the Spectrum version, which the Spectrum version of Turrican 1 isn't a bad attempt, but it's nowhere near in the same class.
No.
So
this is gonna be this is gonna be a bit of a faff. So I'm picking up spears, if you can see here,
right?
And then you can use that's enter. Then you use space to switch what you use your spear for. So this is for jumping, and then press the button on the joystick to jump. So now they've got spears over there. I can actually jump over here as well. And then I need to get all of the humans over here. So I need to do this a couple of times, because you have to jump a gap and then throw the spear back so the next guy can actually come over as well. So this is not an action game.
No, of course not.
And if you lose one human, you need to start over. So.
Yeah.
Here we go. Nah, but the Amiga was definitely a huge step up to the C64 and the Specky and what came before.
Yeah, of course.
To me, I mean, the Amiga was when I thought it felt like I had an arcade machine in my home. It was just, to me, that was arcade perfect. I probably said this a million times, but I bought my Amiga because I read the issue of the one that had Rainbow Islands on it. On the cover.
Yeah, see, certain conversions like Rainbow Islands, that was very, very close. But then you'd play stuff like Street Fighter 2, and at the time, most of my friends had Mega Drives, and Street Fighter 2 on the Mega Drive, it's not the greatest conversion, but it still felt a lot closer to the arcade than what the Amiga versions did. And that probably says a lot about me and my friends. The sort of games that we were playing were more arcadey.
Yeah.
And, like I say, some arcade conversions worked really well, others didn't. I remember being very disappointed with Final Fight on the Amiga.
Yeah.
That was pretty poor.
Oh, if you lose a human, you just get another one from your tribe. That's good.
Yeah. Right. E-Pilot 007. Do any of you guys still use VBS? What's VBS?
Actually, don't know.
I don't know what that is, mate. So, is that some sort of like bulletin board, or I'm probably way off? What do you mean VCS?
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry.
Here we go. I'm not sure what to do here, actually. Can I just fall down here? Nope, I can't. Okay, let's see. See if I can jump over this gap. I could. This is hard. Okay, and I can jump down here. And over here. Wow, this is the second level. That's a lot to do just for a second level.
Yeah. And how many levels are on this?
I've got no idea, mate. Never finished this.
I bet it's hundreds again. Video backup system. No, would be the answer to that, mate.
No. Here we go. So, can I throw the spear back to this guy? Let's have a look. No, for me the Amiga was perfect. I mean, the arcade games. I never played the fighters. There are a few games I'm less interested in than the likes of Street Fighter. Really. Yeah. But
well, I'm not even a big Street Fighter fan. But there's certain games I think, because the home micros, they all mainly use one button on the joysticks. So there were certain games that were suited more to the Amiga than others, you know. It's like Toki. I'm a big fan of Toki, the arcade game.
Yeah.
And I love that on the Amiga. I prefer the music on the Amiga version to the arcade original, really.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I never thought about that. Now I love Taki as well, but for me, I mean, I played a lot on the Amiga, but that's very much a here we go, very much an arcade game as well. But
Yeah,
there are a lot of great arcade conversions. I loved Rainbow Islands and Bubble Bobble and stuff like that on the Amiga as well.
yeah,
Very, really, really well done. So
mm,
Rainbow Islands by Braybrook is I actually prefer the Amiga version to the arcade version there. So
yeah.
mm,
That was one of the best arcade conversions ever. I think.
yeah, yeah. And New Zealand Story was really good as well.
Yeah, that was decent.
Yeah.
What else was there? I'm trying to think. That
And
I
I
really
did
liked
like
from
the
the
likes of
arcade.
Double Dragon, Final Fight, those kind of brawlers I
Well,
enjoyed. But
they weren't too great on the Amiga anyway. I mean, Double Dragon received the worst conversions. Yeah, I'm
it's
a big
been
Double
many years
Dragon
since I
fan.
played it. So
It's very weak
okay,
on
okay,
the 8-bits and the Amiga.
yeah,
Graphically, it's really poor. The sound's terrible.
mm,
Yeah, I mean, I actually sampled the arcade game's theme music, but it was just like one little loop, the sample just going over and over. It's all crackly and
yeah,
but it was early days for the Amiga, I guess. That was about 88, 89.
yeah.
But yeah, it could have been a lot better.
So what does it say here? Pass the okay, so this is where I really need to pass the spear back and forth to get them over the lava here. I mean, this is probably not the best game to stream actually because it's so slow paced. I forgot that it was so slow. It's
Yeah.
quite apt that it's Chris's game then. Okay, there we go. And next one. Wow, this is gonna take a long time, mate. So I'm counting on you just singing a song or something like that to entertain our viewers here.
I'm just reading. The guys are arguing about the C64 and the Spectrum.
Oh, no, no need to argue there. The C64 was the best one, so.
No, 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 no. See, we can argue just the same as you guys. Spectrum, I think, because they're talking about the graphics and wide pixels on the C64.
Yeah.
Again, certain games work better on the C64 than they do on the Spectrum, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I do think with the Spectrum, you had more detail in the graphics. Obviously, color clash was a problem at times, depending on the game.
Yeah.
And who was it? Steve Bryce was saying about he's only recently used or he's picked up a work in STFM, and he's an Amiga owner previously.
Yeah.
And he found it weird that he's got graphics that are similar to an Amiga quality, but the sound of a 1:8K Spectrum.
Oh. Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, you really notice that in games if you compare them with the ST and Amiga. The Amiga sound chip does trance all over them.
So I just killed myself here, mate. I don't know if you noticed, but I was going to pass the spear
I
back.
didn't, because the video footage at my end is slightly behind what you're playing.
Of course. So I just I tried to throw my spear back here, and what happened was that it hit the wall up there and fell into the hole. So now I've got no way of completing this level. I can't go back and fetch a spear anywhere. Okay. Let's go for the last game instead then. What do we got? Putty. Let's try Putty.
Oh, Putty.
We can do Lotus if you want. Yeah.
It's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. I do like Lotus, but it's Lotus 3, isn't it?
Not it is. It's Lotus 3, yeah. I like the third one. I remember playing that a lot.
It's not bad, but I think the second one is the better game.
Yeah, probably. You're probably right. The third one was the one with the track editor. You get like a million different tracks, right? Oh, I love to use that. We played, me and my mate Morten, we played that a lot back in the day.
Yeah, and it had the futuristic tracks as well, didn't it?
Yeah. Let's see. I've got Lotus magnetic fields coming up here. So all 92 games that we're looking at right now, and there's a reason for that, but we won't go into details about that just yet, right?
All will be revealed at a later date.
Yes. And we're waiting for the Amiga to load once more.
Yeah. So while we're waiting, I'm just going to ask the guys, are you enjoying the podcast? Because you and Chris have been working on it a lot. I've been in the background steering clear of it recently. I've not been on in ages again, it seems.
Yeah. Well, that's how it is when you're busy. Okay, insert this too. Let's see, got it there.
Disc swap him.
Yes, at least Lotus 3 only has 2 discs. And we have the beautiful Gremlin logo there.
See, these Lotus 2 and Lotus 3, the Amiga versions are the best out of these. You play them on any other format, they don't feel the same.
Andrew Morris and Sean Southern. So if you see Magnetic Fields and you see Andrew and Sean, you know that this is going to be a great
quality.
game.
Yeah.
So still, I like the Lotus games, but for me, Supercars 1 and 2, they are the perfect.
Yeah, you
racing
prefer
games.
those.
Yeah.
I'm not too keen on top-down races. I'm rubbish with the controls.
Oh, I love them. I mean, Ivan Iron Man Stewart's off-road, the arcade game. I loved that back in the day.
Try playing that on the Spectrum. You can't see what's going on.
I played it a lot on the Amiga, and that's actually a really good conversion.
That's Graph Gold, isn't it?
I think it is.
Rainbow Islands, yeah. Right. Just go and look on the comments. Rose Tinted Spectrum says podcast has been fantastic for me. I built a bunk bed listening to it. He's been listening to the show recently, haven't you? Rose Tinted Spectrum. I don't think you probably even know who I am, so I've not been on it for a while. Steve Bryce. Yep, great podcast. Still think Battle Isle was better than Advance Wars.
I would love to play Battle Isle instead, but Advance Wars was good as well.
Yeah. Steve has been listening to the podcast while out on his daily walks.
Yeah. Lots of those going on in this lockdown time. I mean, I've been walking about 10, 12 Ks every day now for such a long time because I mean, there's nothing else to do exercise-wise.
Yeah, I was reading actually that they say that podcasts have taken a hit because people aren't commuting as much at the moment, so they're not being listened to. I've not checked the stats on ours for ages, so I'm not sure if we're down on listeners or not. But I guess people will catch up with it eventually.
Yep.
If they are not listening at the moment.
Well, personally, I've been listening to more podcasts than I usually do because I have a lot of time for myself when I'm out walking to try to get some exercise. So
see, I'm not a big podcast listener, and usually at work, so I'm a truck driver. I normally have someone with me, and the person I'll usually have with me, he likes his video games, but he's not into them as much as we are. So I don't feel like I can listen to other podcasts or even our own one and make him listen to it all day.
Okay.
Because I know it'd drive him mad.
Oh man, it's been many years since I played this actually. Let's change away from first gear then. That's how many years it's been. I forgot that it wasn't automatic. Well, you can change that in the settings.
It has, yeah, it's got an automatic setting, hasn't it?
Yeah, it does. Okay, here we go. It does have a great sense of speed as well, eh?
Yeah.
One of those great racing games where if your mind is blown when you realize that the car isn't moving. The road is.
Yeah. I mean, they are great games. They do feel a little bit shallow, I think, compared to the likes of Outrun, but
yeah, they do.
They're great. I used to play it in 2-player mode all the time.
The split screen.
Friends, great competition. Yeah.
We used to play it in split screen all the time as well, and on the randomly generated levels as well, because then nobody would have an advantage over the other.
Yeah.
But maybe that's why I like these games, but I'm not a huge fan. But I always lost when we played those split screen sessions. Maybe that's why I don't have that fond memories of
it. Sore loser.
Yeah, my friend, he was really good at this.
Yeah, that's like my cousin who I used to play it against the most. Sean, he still is. He's racing game fanatic, so he would spend hours playing these, and I only played them casually.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he'd usually kick my arse at them. Yeah, losing does get a bit monotonous after a while.
Yeah, it does. Nah, Supercars 2 or the first one. That's where it's at for me with the racing games. But I do enjoy some of the like Daytona and stuff for the Saturn. Great races there as well.
Yeah. Racing wise, I think my favourite is probably Wipeout 2097. I used to be really good at that, and recently I tried the latest Wipeout game on the PlayStation 4, and I was terrible at it. Really bad.
Yeah. So that actually that answers the question. I think we have a question for you from Jackknife.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Dean, do you own any of the modern consoles? Yeah, PS4, but it gets used more as a Blu-ray player and gathers dust.
Yeah, mine too.
I've got a Switch as well, but my boy more or less uses that. He's taken it off of me, the little sod. And I keep meaning to get Streets of Rage 4 because that's something I'll probably enjoy. So I do like a scrolling beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's been getting a really good reception by
apparently it's really good. I would have liked to have got physical release of it.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I might just hold out instead of downloading it.
Quite a narrow road here. And now it becomes apparent that I'm really not very good at racing games. Oh no. I blame my old
What was the cheat mode for the second game? Was it Pea Soup Fog or something you typed in?
I don't remember.
I'm sure there was a cheat mode.
So there was a level at least called Pea Soup. Which was the foggy level. Come on. I'm not gonna get through this. Come on.
See, that's the thing. As good as they are, like I say, it just gets a bit repetitive. All the cars are the same. And
yeah, that's true. That's true.
But they are great fun games to play, I think.
Indeed. But as you said, they're probably best enjoyed in two-player mode. I wonder if you could probably play these on Amiga Live, I guess. Never tried playing.
I've never tried it.
Played some Supercars 2 with Steve back in the day. That was good fun.
Could you link to Amiga's app to play Lotus?
I don't know. I've only played it on one Amiga.
Matt would know because he used to do that with Stunt Car Racer, I think.
Yeah,
him and his brother.
Yeah. I think they still do.
Yeah.
They still play Stunt Car Racer every now and then.
Can't say I blame them. Again, top game.
Yeah, really great game. We tried the C64 version of
that. Yes.
Quite impressive.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think that there is a bad version of that.
That's true.
Obviously, it doesn't run as well. You know, people slag off the Specky version, but I find it quite playable.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's better on the Amiga and other machines, but...
Have you tried that one on the Next? That would be interesting to
try
it on the Next.
Yeah, it speeds up quite well, yeah.
So that's the only thing I've actually haven't really played around with on the Next. I haven't played around with the high-speed modes at all. I've just been playing it on
I've done it on a few games.
Yeah?
Narc, the arcade conversion, if you jolt out to 7, it really plays nicely, really nicely. And it's that running at that speed, because it's got so much detail in it. There's a really good arcade conversion, very underrated for the Spectrum. Right, Steve's free. Well, should we get Steve on?
Yeah.
Can we
get back on for the last 10 minutes then.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get him to join. So I'm actually going to switch to the final game then. So seeing as we've been through the other 4, we might as well just include Putty as well. Let's get that loaded. Gonna go to disk image 5 on the GoTech here. Let's see what happens.
Right, Steve's going to jump on. So if you've got any questions for Steve, people.
So we got some ePilot 007 says that you can enter in a big country for player 1 or Fields of Fire is the name for player 2.
Okay, yeah. And Panther UK saying Streets of Rage 4 is superb on an arcade cabinet. I would try it on an arcade cabinet, but my arcade cabinet is it's only a 4x3 screen, and that's a widescreen game, so I don't think it looks too good on mine. And I've heard that the Xbox and PC version, I think it is, are lacking a few options on the menus that are present on the PS4 and Switch versions.
Okay.
Which is a bit weird. They were converted by different companies, so.
So the PS4 is the original?
PS4, yes, I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will need to pick that up as well. Can we play it like co-op online?
Yeah.
Wow, that would be nice.
As far as I know. Steve Bryce is saying Steve's not going to be interested in Putty, far too slow. You're right. Right. I quite like Putty myself. It's probably a bit more action-based than some of the other games we've looked at, but I don't know. With puzzlers, I think it depends. For me, it depends on how well I'm doing and how much time I've got. Especially these days with kids, Mads will tell you. I mean, your kids are quite good, but my little boy is so impatient. He's dad, I want to go, dad, dad. And just does your head, and you just you give him a joystick just to shut him up.
Mine are a lot older now, so and they're not at the moment. It goes in phases. At the moment, they're not that interested in my old games anyway. So
no, but they do like gaming though, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So my I say little girl, she's 14. She's got no interest in it anymore. She used to play the odd games.
Yeah.
But my little boy, he takes after me, and he doesn't seem to care at the moment what system. On how the graphics look.
Oh, that's good then.
He just gets into the game, no matter what.
Yeah, that's nice. No, I think my oldest one, she's 16. She's the biggest gamer of them all. But she likes her modern games and story-based games and stuff like that. Let's see. Here we go. Bounce and stretch, I guess, to get up there. No, bounce. I can bounce all the way up there. It's been years since I played this, actually. Whoa, here we go. So this one, have you played that before then?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so here's one of the little robot guys. Do you remember how I saved them?
No. I've played it. It's been a long time.
So I know I need to absorb him. I just forget how to do it. Come on. Absorb, it says. How do you absorb stuff? Ah, mate. We need Steve on here.
Is that when you pull down on the joystick?
Yes. You're right.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's
it.
it.
I've played it, honest people.
And now it says inflate, so that could be up then, I guess. No?
That might be... Is it fire? Can't remember.
Yeah. So, let's see. If I pull down here, I can absorb all these enemies as well, can't I?
Yeah.
Oh. Yep, I can.
Yeah, everyone's saying down to absorb. You squeeze onto the floor.
Yeah, that's it. And then I need to release him somehow, but how is that done?
Come on, Steve. Where's Steve?
Yeah.
This will be over by the time he gets on.
Here we go. So I had to press down and then press the button, I guess, or go sideways. Then it was released. Okay, here we go. They're frozen. How do you unfreeze them? Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna absorb this guy. Yep. Here we go. So that robot is frozen. I probably can't absorb him. No. So I need some way of turning up the heat, I guess. What else have we got here? Oh. Nope. Can't jump there. Come on. Whoops. So, Dean, how do I turn up the heat?
I have no idea. Can't remember.
You're not much help here, mate.
I know. I'm probably the worst person to have on this one.
So I know Matt loves this one. He'd probably know. Oh.
Lovely looking game.
Yeah, yeah. It's quite playable as well.
What's Steve doing? He's showing up online, but he hasn't entered.
Here we go. Okay, where? How do I get those frozen robots out? I'm just trying to climb the mountain here, climb the tower, see what I can find. Can I eat that thing? Oh, whoa, that was bad. Okay, here we go. Can I do anything up here then? Nothing at all, but I can jump over there, I guess. Oh, no, 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 no. So how much of a delay is there?
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it must be.
On the footage.
Yeah. Okay, what do we got? So this is where I need to go once I've actually collected those robots. So I guess I need to do something else to thaw them. But what? Okay. Going down here. And down here. So. Let's see if there's something we can do. No? Come on! What am I missing here? This is the worst Let's Play ever.
Can you punch them?
We'll try.
I'm sure. Fire and left or fire and right.
Yeah, then I just stretch like that. Ah, there you go.
Or was it just fire? I can't remember. It's been years since I played it.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That was it. Of course, I forgot about that. I was just holding fire, and that makes you stretch. So
yeah.
you need to do like oh, not holding fire, holding left and right. So you just do fire and then a quick turn to the left or right. He does that instead. Oops. Of course, I totally forgot that. It's been many years since I played this.
Pat for UK says that Steve's off playing Action Biker.
Sounds about right.
He's probably sold it. Come on, Steve, where are you?
Come on, yeah.
Who's that singing, Mads? In the
That's one of my daughters. She's always singing. Okay. Oh. There we go. Next one. And there we go. Yeah. Okay, now I'm getting a hang of this. Can I go up there? Nope. Oops. I'm not really doing that well, am I?
No. I haven't played this in ages. Did you ever play the sequel? 'Cause that didn't come out, did it? There was a demo of it.
Yeah.
It didn't come out.
And it came out on modern consoles like a couple of years ago. No, I've never played it. Never. Here we go. And let's release it. There. Come on. Yeah, like that. Mate, I think that's gonna be it for me for today because I need to go and prepare some dinner for my kids.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Steve didn't get on.
Yeah.
He's very slow. Don't know what he's doing.
I just noticed
that. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Yeah,
I just noticed I set the title to Trottlers, but we've been playing a lot of games. But oh well, yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
All right, and guys, take care. And
yeah, thanks for watching.
See you soon. Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.